That's right. And so many times, people do it. People find out later on in life what really means something. So they cut everybody down trying to get to the top.
Right.
You every time you beat your way to the top.
Right.
And then you come to find out that life ain't about a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of things, that don't last.
Yeah, when you get pancreatic cancer diagnosis, I mean, the number of zeros in your bank account probably doesn't shield you from how that'll make you feel.
Exactly, and what you end up doing is going on and donating a whole lot of money to a place like the University of Illinois to put your name on a building.
On a bridge.
Exactly, and that's the only thing that you can do then. But you haven't developed relationships with people. We talked about that dash earlier this morning on the radio, and that dash in between, and that dash means and Mother Addie would say it's the date you were born and the date that you died, and in the middle is a dash, and it's what you did in your lifetime to affect people, and that's the way you see how full that funeral service is of lives you impacted and people that you made smile and people that's gonna miss you and people that you helped out along the way. You might have not had money, but you showed them a lot of love.
And Brother Williams, that is so moving when we attend those services and supervise those, how it just, the amount of money, it almost is an inverse relationship between the energy and the moving of the families at your last date, at your last promotion, or your last hurrah, so to speak. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I've never. We did this. We did. I think
50 services now. 50 going on 150.
But we haven't got that. I don't think that far yet. But we never lined the armored truck up behind the hearse.
Right.
We haven't took a whole big bunch of jewelry and dumped in there with somebody.
We put a big diamond ring and a gold Rolex down in the hole.
Yeah.
That's about it.
We did that, and in saying and talking about the funeral home, on July 6th, that was our anniversary. That's 1 year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So happy anniversary
And
to
you give
us.
us 60 days, so
Yeah.
we got 366 now.
Yeah.
So
I
feel blessed. Thank you for the opportunity, Sean.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, man. And I thank you, and thank you, Lori, and thank everybody that's participating. Our funeral director,
Our staff,
Tom Henderson, our funeral director, and our staff,
Yvonne,
Erlene, Bobby,
Joseph.
Joseph. Just a lot of people on our Deacon Haynes, a lot of people that have helped us out along the way. Central Illinois Trades, and just a lot of people that have helped us out and encouraged us along the way. And you need that. You need a great team to be able to provide a great service to people. And I think that teamwork makes the dream work. And we've seen it happen, and we've seen it manifest. But in saying that, being our anniversary and things of that nature, it's been a hot summer.
Right.
It's been a hot summer, and
it's almost been like Iraq in America, and more specifically in Champaign. It seems like a real shift that way.
We've had 5 to 7 shootings in the last.
One a day all week.
Yeah, in the last 8 to 9, 10 days, and it's a lot of our young people. It was so moving yesterday when we was in the truck and we was going to meet another family. And I was talking on the phone, and I was talking to a lady I didn't even know.
Right.
I didn't know her until we during the service for her son, and we were getting him down to back to Jackson, Mississippi.
Cedric Mallon.
And Miss Dorothy is such good people. And the amount of care because I love people, and so the follow up that I do with her, she said, you know what? You're so sensitive and so kind of guy, and you tell your wife that that I love you, and I lost my only son.
Yeah,
but she said, but Sean, you're my new son, and I'm gonna stay in touch with you.
Touched me
and
so deeply.
It had me choked up because of the fact that it just had me choked up because you just don't catch that from people. You don't catch kind words.
And that again is something you can't take. Nobody can take that relationship and that bonding and touch. That nobody can steal that from you.
No.
Or be jealous, because that's an intangible. That's something that you can't touch.
Yeah.
Or see.
Yeah. And so I ended up talking to her, and she said I could really talk, Sean. And so she talked. She talked a long time, and and sometimes you don't gotta say a lot of stuff. Just listen to people sometimes. And I listened to her story, and I listened to how she loved her son, and a lot of times we look at people and we kind of prejudge them, and we don't look at the inner them.
Just judging by their cover.
We don't look at the inner them. And one thing that I found out as I start going into this young man's background and finding out about who we're dealing with here, and actually I went out to the scene of another crime, of another fatal shooting, and I ended up talking to one of the officers on the scene, one of the CAT guys. And
thank goodness for CAT, they're doing a great job over there too.
And he told me his story about this young man, and he said, man, we're sure going to miss that young man. He's a great guy. And if there's anything we can do from the police department standpoint, because we don't catch this all the time, we see good guys.
He was such an ambassador for that area, which is having a lot of problems right now.
And I mean, this guy, he surrounded himself around some of the youth over there, and that's what we got to do with our young people nowadays. We got to let them know everything that glitter ain't gold.
Right.
Just because you got the bling bling.
Yeah, the saggy jeans.
We're
new tennis shoes.
You talked today, and you said we're so consumerative.
We're such hyper consumers.
Okay.
And that's driven largely by just media and images.
Music.
And music. And fashion and everything. Just the idolatry. Instead of making that step to really use your public services, go to the library. It always hurts me when I go to Douglas Center and I use a computer and I'm the only one there and everybody's getting movies. We got to use our resources.
Oh yeah.
Take that step. Make that commitment.
Oh yeah. And nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. You got to be willing to put the work in. There again, I talk about planting seeds and harvesting.
An action plan.
It got to be some action steps. It's not a lot of people achieve dreams because they don't want to put the faith. First of all, it comes with the faith. You got to put your faith together.
Walk by faith, not by sight.
Yeah, you got to. But I'm gonna tell you what really happens, and one of the things that I love about church, and I love about God, and the spirituality aspect of it is I could believe in my faith, not what I see.
Not what you see.
Not what I see. I can walk off faith, and I can go off of what the God in me tells me, the spirituality aspect of it, not what's natural. Not what the TV saying. Right. Hub always says one more thing. He says to me, he'll say, "Don't tell me how many reasons why I can't. Give me one reason why I can't."
Wow, so touching.
Give me one reason why I can't.
That's the second action.
So remember that. So don't come up with all these excuses. We was on the radio this morning, and I love my brother Martell, but Martell always say, the reason why we can't do this because of this. The reason why the people doing this because of this. The reason because of this is because of this. Man, I don't want to hear all these excuses. I want to just see you doing better. And that means you got to change. First of all, the first connection that you need is God in your life.
Faith, God. Second, change. Make that change.
Repent.
Commitment.
Repent.
Forgive. Seek forgiveness.
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself.
And forgive others.
Yeah.
For the errors and transgressions.
Exactly. Forgive yourself and forgive others. And then throw that thing away and forget about it. You can't walk around with a lot of frustration and a whole bunch of baggage.
Right.
We took a lot of baggage around with us. So when we try to develop relationships, we bring in an old relationship into the new relationship. Right. Now we take it out. We take it out on the fourth marriage. Right. What happened in the first marriage?
Mom always told me, on this date, don't talk about your last date.
Yeah, and then we walk around venomous and we're destroying people. And I always say, hurt people can't help people. You can just hurt people.
Hurt, harm, and danger.
Man, and so we're a nuclear bomb. We're a nuclear ticking bomb. I get up early in the morning and when I'm on my way to work, and I see so many frustrated people in the morning. Road rage and trying to get to work and frustrated. I went to the store the other day, and I often go to the Bigfoot. Get my coffee or get me some juice or something to start out in the morning. But the other day I seen a guy I know, and I'm really good at touching with spirits and characters and stuff like that of people. But I like a firm handshake from a man. It let me know a lot about him. It let me know about the sureness of himself. So he gave me this weak, lightweight, like my hands was wet type of handshake, and so I'm like, hey man, what's going on, man? I was tired myself because I've been working myself to death because I always say I'm gonna sleep when I die. So I'm putting my work in. I'm putting my work in. But what the young man said, he said, oh man, ain't nothing too good about today. I gotta go to work and just, man, look how many people, and I'm saying to myself, look how many people don't have a job in an economy like this. You ought to be excited. And I told him that. I said, man, you ought to be excited. But see, what I felt in his handshake, it was a lot of hatred in the handshake. Don't get mad at me because I'm rolling up on some 2024s. Don't get mad at my 24.
Right.
I
do what I'm doing and you'll get what I get.
Exactly. But at the same time, everything that glitter ain't gold because I have my own challenges in my own life.
Hey, the grass always looks greener on the other side.
You don't really want to walk in my shoes.
Wow.
Walk in your
shoes to fill.
You got to walk in your own shoes. Don't look so much into LeBron James' life and care more about LeBron James or Darren Williams or Luther Head or Charles Barkley or anybody more than you care about yourself and you and your family.
Right.
And so your family only gonna be as good as the leader. And if you the man and you the man of the family, you need to lead and guide your own family. Hold your own family accountable. And that way, when they get loose, train up a child in the way he should go.
So the third
and when he grow up,
is accountability.
He won't fall short from it. He'll stick around in that area.
Apple usually falls close to the tree.
I was talking to Bishop the other day, and I was telling him about me and his niece who was in the back of the church, and we was looking at a young girl, probably about 12 or 13 years old, and it's very immature, and I guess her parents probably know that, her mom or whoever her guardian is, but she had two other little ones with her, but at least they was in the church, at least they was coming to church, but she didn't really want to be there, and she didn't want to listen to one of the ushers telling her to have a seat. She wanted to stand up, or she wanted to sit where she wanted to sit. But look, we're kind of thick now, so you got to kind of get in where you fit in.
450 or 500 on Sunday.
If you get there kind of late, you might have to sit where you have to sit. So, but I was saying to start that I wish that her parents were there. I wish her parents were there because not only do the kids need that God relationship, the parents need to be there to hear that God message so that they can be the leader of that family. And she understood what I said. And so, and so many times that, if you don't know any better, you can't do no better. I was telling you about a meeting that I was in the other day, and that I was so fascinated by the guy that was talking because he got his education. And he know how to balance it all out. And he know how to really dot the I's and cross the T's, and
like me, right?
Oh yeah, like yourself, and being able to balance that out, and a lot of times we just can't balance a lot of things out in life, and so I was really impressed with him because I'm saying if you know that information, and that's where the educational piece come in at, because when you know that educational piece and you know better, you can do a lot, perform a lot better out here. You have the right ammunition.
And you're able to reinvest and be a contributor. What I thought you loved about him also was how he wanted to use his talents and energies not to go out and purchase a new car, but to actually, make a building, build a building in the community, build commerce, build some morality and
Right.
I like that too.
Oh yeah. And he want to do things like that, But one thing I want to say, Stacy, that first of all, a lot of times we don't think about our purpose in life.
Right. So action step 4, have a purpose. And commit it. Say it, write it. Because by saying it and writing it, you'll believe in it and you'll take those action steps. Number 4, say it. Commit it.
Commit it. Know your purpose.